how do you make the water that comes out of our tap be seen in the mindset of consumers as a premium product? It's a really big challenge, but this is what Dŵr Cymru Welsh Water aim to achieve in their campaign and entry for Canmol. What we were really impressed with as judges was that their objectives were linked to the much wider strategy and the marketing strategy of the business, and that's always important when it comes to a really effective marketing campaign. In the events that they held, they really aimed to interact with members of the public so that they could really build a relationship. The giveaways were a really nice touch, and they were a really creative add-on to the campaign itself. In terms of the results that this campaign brought, it was a huge success. They enjoyed over 370,000 in Twitter reach, 500 posts by consumers on Facebook, Instagram, in line with the campaign objectives, and they also gained over 1,000 pledges to support this campaign. They described this car as a car like none other that made history as an SUV, so this was really detailed in the campaign creative that they brought forward in the entry. Really impressive. They segmented across different audiences, from business owners, accountants, commuters, people who live in London and may be affected by congestion charges because there's a financial gain for those people. So we really like to see the creative applied in different ways. The campaign achieved over 500,000 YouTube views, along with an array of other fantastic results. Not to mention that against the spend, there was a 5 times return on marketing investment for this campaign. So we were really impressed. I think what the most thing that stood out for us at the start was that it was so closely aligned to a clear set of objectives, which is the most important thing when it comes to marketing, because without that you really can't measure at the end. This campaign resulted in over 1,000 leads into their business against a target of 500, and they actually did this under budget of what they'd predicted. The campaign creative was really strong, especially considering that they're not in the sexiest sector of scientific industry. So we were really impressed with how far they were willing to challenge the status quo of their sector with a really strong creative. They also used a really good, strong, wide range of tactics, including events, email marketing, PR, really big on their thought leadership and targeting influencers in their sector. So overall, a really strong campaign that we were very impressed with.
Capital Law had a very impressive entry. They had a clear thought of what they were trying to achieve. Their objectives were very smart. The campaign was very well planned and very well executed because it was planned very well. They had very smart objectives which were measurable. They used the media in an optimal way. They didn't overuse or underuse the media. They made sure that all the media channels worked together very well. They took a longer term strategic approach so that whatever they were doing had an impact going forwards. As an ROI of the campaign, they created a credible expert. They created a brand identity that would add an image that they're an expert in their field, which is what impressed the judges most. Unlike other campaigns, it had a commercial ROI, but it also had a longer term ROI, which will keep the revenue stream coming. The most impressive thing about the Golley Slater entry was their execution of the campaign. So what you would normally expect from Golley Slater is they would segment and plan very well, which again came out in the case study. The normal fundamentals of marketing, the inform, engage, activate model was followed, which was very good. The message they used to target audience in the campaign was very much in line with the taste of the audience, very much in line with who they were targeting. They used a typical omni-channel approach where different channels work in tandem with each other rather than just different channels working in silo. So what impressed the judges most was the way the campaign was executed, was the way that they segmented the audience and the way that they went about the campaign. A very good depiction of marketing within a limited budget. They segmented the campaign. They clearly had an idea of the target audience that they were trying to reach. What impressed the judges most in this particular category was the edgy advertising campaign. The creative was really, really strong. The brand identity came out very strongly in the campaign. Limited channels were used, but the channels were used to very good effect. So all in all, good planning, selected use of media channels, but good use of media channels, very good creative, and a strong ROI.
With Staedtler and Equinox Communications, they have a very clear idea of what they wanted to do, and indeed it worked. With Equinox Communications, many may be thinking, why has it been entered into this sector? But of course it is retail, it is FMCG, and we thought that the marketing campaign had very clear communications to the teachers in particular, which it was based on. Clear understanding of the customer demographic, and also had a very good understanding of what they wanted to be and grow into as well. They coupled with a clear understanding of what the customers wants, needs, and the attributes of the customer as well. They saw a gap in the market due to licensing, and that's what impressed myself and the judges as well, due to the innovative approach approach they took to that in their marketing campaign, which we saw. Princess Gate really impressed the judges also, like the other two nominees, in the fact it was very innovative in development and very clever brand development. There was excellent social media around the royal visit, which again highlighted the aspects which they put into play in the marketing campaign as well. What also impressed us with the Princess Gate is the Welsh heritage which they went after, and the Welshness of the company, which they heavily factored in their application into the awards.